This is Feel Better with Lauren. I'm Lauren. We're getting to the end of the year, and there's so much going on for everybody that it's so easy to neglect yourself. But it's also so easy to do one of my videos every single day, and you will feel better. And if you feel better, everybody else around you will feel better at the same time. For that matter, everybody else around you can subscribe to Feel Better with Lauren on YouTube. It's almost the end of the year and we're getting into the holiday season, and the biggest thing to do is just to try to find a way to integrate this into your daily life, even though there's so much stuff going on right now. So let's find a spot at the back of your mat. It's only going to take a few minutes. Maybe you get a little mat for your Christmas present, who knows? So take a look at the back, your feet shoulder width apart, your hands facing forward. Take a little bit of, just a few moments to sort of feel where your body's at. Move around a little tiny bit, see what's sort of resisting as you move. Roll your shoulders back and forth. Get your toes moving, your hips moving. Okay, so in through your nose as much as you can. Fill up every bit of cavity in your body and push all that air out, and we'll get rid of that stale air. So in through your nose and out through your mouth all the way. And in through your nose and out through your mouth. And one last time, in through your nose and all the way out through your mouth. All right, see if that's changed anything. I find I'm immediately just a little bit calmer, a little bit more focused, and I'm present here. So just get a little stillness, your feet shoulder width apart, your hands facing forward, nice and tall. Each breath in through your nose, in and out through your nose only now. You stand a little bit taller there. And if you close your eyes, maybe think of yourself at the edge of a cliff, and you're looking out over the cliff, and there's nothing but space. Now, bring your hands into that prayer position. I like it because it makes you balance. They have to be balanced with your feet shoulder width apart, your thumb just touching the bottom of your sternum, about the same height as your elbows. And each breath in, you're just sort of slowing everything down a little bit. Now interlace your hands and push away as far as you can. Separate your shoulder blades. And keep breathing. Don't lock up your neck. It can move around. And then your next inhale, put your arms right above you, kick out your hips. And just try to get some good extension in your back. And then your next inhale in, interlace your hands the opposite way this time behind your back. And stretch your chest, get some sun on your chest, your head tilts up, some sun on your face. Maybe you're still at the edge of that cliff in your mind. The wind's blowing on you. Now, keeping your hands behind your back, you're going to slowly bend forward and let your hands fall over your head. If you want to bend your legs a little bit, you can. And let your hands fall forward as much as they can. Straighten up your legs if you can. And your head is going towards your knees. Now inhale, slowly let your hands fall. Hold onto your elbows and let your body fold even more. You can have a little bit of movement. Maybe this helps you straighten your legs a little bit more. You're ragdolling your head. Inhale, let your hands fall to the ground. Hang for 2 seconds in that forward fold. Then inhale again to a halfway lift. Nice straight back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, come down to a squat. Find some good stability here with your feet. Put your forearms just to push your knees apart a little bit. Try to keep your back as straight as you can. And you don't want to lock up anything here. Your next inhale, roll forward onto your knees, stand your toes, and do a little puppy pose here. You don't have to stand your toes if you don't want to. Try to elongate your spine. Put your chest going towards the floor, your forehead on the floor if you can, but again, don't stress, you're not pushing anything. You're finding that edge that we like to talk about. Now let's untuck your toes, knees apart a little bit more. In child's pose, same sort of stretch where your forehead's going towards the ground and your chest is going to the ground. But if you keep your hips on your heels as much as you can, you stretch another part of your back a little lower. And each inhale in, you can feel that your back wants to even extend a little bit more. And inhale, we'll push up to a tabletop. We're going to inhale and let our belly drop as much as we can and our head into the air. And exhale, push to cat. Tuck your tailbone as much as you can, push away from the floor, and then just follow your breath, whatever your breath is. So inhale slowly. Exhale to cat. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. And just relax into normal tabletop. This time on your inhale, your right arm goes to the air. Twist around, and then you exhale. Thread your hand through and put your face down on the ground if you can. So you're stretching your arm a little bit. And then inhale, your arm goes back to that stretch up into the air again. And then reach forward as far as you can and put your hand back down. And then onto the other side. Inhale, your arm goes up to the air. And exhale, it threads through, and your face goes down to the mat if you can. But it's the stretch of your shoulder and your arm that you're getting into this. And then inhale, your arm goes up to the air again. And then forward as far as you can. And then back. Now, on your toes, you're going to basically run your nose all the way forward along the mat. Keep your butt in the air and end into Sphinx pose with your elbows below your shoulders. If you want to push up, you can flex your butt. You don't want to put your shoulders to your ears. So again, nice and loose here. I've pushed up to the seal version of this. And the seal versions are usually with your arms straight. And keep your butt flexed. And if this is at all uncomfortable in your lower back, don't do it, man. Now, inhale and then exhale, relax down. You put your forehead on your hands. Just shake your hips back and forth so you don't lock them in. Next onto another fave. Left arm at a 45, right foot back, and you're pushing up out of your shoulder for this half frog, it's called. Nice. You get a good twist here. And if you're not feeling it, you can pull your heel closer to your butt. Come to the point where it's a good stretch, where it's not hurting you. And then breath in, release your foot, don't let it ricochet to the ground. Your left arm goes out, your right foot bends, and we push. I think we're calling this broken wing. Now we're stretching our shoulder the other way and getting a nice gentle twist in our back. Inhale, roll back, and again on your forehead on your hands. Just keep your spine loose. You can just move your hips back and forth. Then your right arm at a 45, your left leg goes back, and your left arm goes back, and you push up out of your shoulder. Maybe this is the same as the other one, but that shoulder push is key to give you a little sort of spiral, and then you get a nice pull on your quad. And last breath in, go down, your right arm goes out, your left arm bends, and you do this broken wing on the other side, getting a nice stretch on your shoulder. And again, this side feels different than the other. Last breath in, and roll back. Shake out your hips again. I'll tuck in just because I can. I'm going to go up on my toes. You can either go back to child's pose right now, or you can go up on your toes. Put your hands beside you, sort of like a grasshopper. So your hands beside your chest, your elbows tucked towards your chest as well, and slowly push up to a plank. Get a nice clean version of this plank. Your eyes or your elbows facing forward as long as they're not locking. I always think it's like you're pushing the ground away from you rather than pushing yourself away from the ground. Hips about the same height as your shoulders. Nice and good stability here. And then back to downward dog. Bend your knees if that helps. Again, nice straight line. So put your chest is going towards your mat. If you've got a good mat, you have a nice little grip on it. And then right leg to the sky for a three-legged dog. Up on your left toe. Your right knee to your chest. Push that away. And then stepping your right foot through into a low lunge. So squared up to the mat. You can see your first left two toes there. A nice stretch on your hip flexion on your left side. Your arms nice and active above you. And you're sort of tucking your tailbone here as well. So that sort of activates the front of your body as you put your left arm ahead, your right arm behind. You're twisting with your torso, not your arms. And inhale, your left arm goes down. You go up on your left foot and the stretch again this way. Then your arm comes in beside. Your two hands are inside of your right leg for this lizard lunge. And then back to the plank. Tidy up whatever you need to tidy. And then back to downward dog. Do the other side. And it never fails. Like it looks like downward dog should be awkward. And it's a real good relaxing place to be once you're totally balanced on it. And this coming year, we're going to work on a little bit of that balance. So left leg to the sky for a three-legged dog. Up onto your right foot. Your left knee comes to your chest. Push the ground away. And then step your left leg through for a low lunge on this side. Squared to the mat. See the first two toes. Hands above you nice and active like you're holding a beach ball. Tuck your hips underneath. Everything's active. Now your left arm back, your right arm forward, using your torso to twist, keeping your balance. Now your right arm onto the ground, up onto your right foot, your left hand to the sky. Little twist, little stretch of your hip flexors. Now bring your hand down for lizard lunge on this side. inside of your left foot, however that feels good for you. Let your knee fall open if you like. Get a good stretch. I like to keep my back straight sometimes. Sometimes though I'll go right down to the ground. And then your left foot back. For a plank, again tidied, and then back to downward dog. Now, slowly walk to the front of the mat, or maybe you're doing a handstand or floating back down to a squat. Just going to roll at my wrists for a second. And then back onto the ground. We're going to do a reverse tabletop, our hands and our feet facing the same direction, our pelvis up in the air, stretching out of our shoulders. You can move around a little bit to get an extra stretch on your shoulders. You can just stay there and focus. Keep your butt engaged. Keep digging out of your heels. Inhale. And put your butt down close to your heels and and fall back as far as you can. Get a nice stretch there. Again, only to where you're comfortable. We're sort of stretching each element of our shoulder blades. Push up and get some sun on your chest. And inhale, reach all the way forward. Grab the other side of the room. And as you fall back, as we often like to do, grab your feet into that happy baby. And maybe straighten one leg at a time. We're going to do a little bit further moves into the next year, working on our balance and maybe pushing some of our limits a bit more, or at least pushing my limits. But for now, just open up our hips, let your knees fall to your armpits. Grab wherever you can feels comfortable. For me, it's on the side of my feet. And just that gentle weight opens up my hips a little bit more. Now, squeeze your knees into your chest. We'll just do a gentle supine twist to the left. Let your right arm fall back. Let gravity do its work. If you want to twist it up, you can go harder. You could do a figure four. You could do all this stuff. For me, just this is what I'm feeling today. Relax. Let gravity help me. Last inhale in. Bring your knees up. Squeeze them to your chest. Nice as tight as you can. That'll line everything back up again. And then your hips, your knees off to your right side this time. Your left arm out, and you just let gravity help out. And one last inhale in. Relax down, bring your knees to your chest. Another good squeeze that gets everything lined up. Feet to the floor, hands by your heels. We're going to be working on this pose a little bit more this year too. But for now, tuck your shoulders underneath. Don't crunch your chin to your chest. Activating like your front hip flexors, your butt's nice and flexed. You're digging out of your heels. You can feel all your quads, and you're at the point where I'm trying to strengthen my knee a little bit. My right knee is the one that always gives me problems. Part of it is because I haven't engaged it enough. I've been favoring it too much. So I'm just sitting there and letting this sort of gentle engagement happen. And up onto my toes, hands above my head, and slowly drop my spine down. If you look, I kick at my leg, and it just puts everything back in line. And definitely the part of it is that I've lost some muscle on my right leg. So your knees to your chest, and everything cracks. Then we do a little corpses pose. So while you're thinking about it, getting everybody else gifts for this holiday season, give yourself the gift of feeling better. And you can give everybody the feel better gift if you'd like. And we will see you a few more times before the end of the year. Feel better. Always talk to your healthcare professional before starting a new regime. If you experience pain, discomfort, or dizziness, slow down or stop. These videos will become easier each day, but if it doesn't feel right today, go slower or move to another video. Listen to your body.